Hey, my people. Big Rob here. If you don't know who I am, check me out, makebeereasy.com, makebeereasy.com. I brew a lot of beer. Today we're going to brew one of my favorite little brews. It's called Mr. Beer Brew Day. Cheers to that. This is actually, what is this? This is a Cooper's Lager with not a lager. This is a Cooper's Real Ale with a twist. Not going to get into that. We're going to talk about what we're doing today. After I have a sip, that is. Yeah. All right. So what we're doing. Mr. Beer, for your information, has some real nice recipes that you can do some specialty grains and hops and that with their beer kits. This one is actually called the Santa Rita. Santa Rita. Andale. Ha. Santa Rita Pale Ale. And it uses one of their refills of the Northwest Pale Ale brewing extract. But then it adds some Carapils, that's how I pronounce it, Carapils, Carapils, 4 ounces. So I got those bad boys right there, 4 ounces right there of specialty grains. Then we're gonna use 2 ounces of Crystal Malt. This is actually dark. I had dark left over, so I'm gonna use that. This one actually called for 15, this ain't 15, this is dark, but that's okay. I ain't worried about it. Then we're going to go with 1 ounce of Cascade Hops. And I actually picked up, as per the recipe for the yeast, I can never pronounce any of this shit, man. Like, what language is this crap? Safale US-05, Safale US-05 for the yeast. So what have I done so far? Nothing besides sanitize and have a few pours of my own. At the moment, I'm actually sanitizing, and you can see that. This is what I do with my hop sacks or Michelin sacks or whatever the hell they call them. I boil them. I clean them out, and then I boil them to sanitize them. So I'm doing that. I'm going to put 6 cups of water into my pot. I believe it's 6. Yep, 6 cups. I'm going to get that up to 100 and what's this one calling for? Usually it's about 155 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm looking, yep, 155 degrees Fahrenheit, so we can steep the grains. I'm rushing because I find these videos get a little too damn long, and I'd like to get it all done in one video. So we'll be right back. Well, it'll seem like we're right back, but it'll actually be a little while. I'm gonna drink some more beer and get some shit ready and all that shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. A couple things you can do while you're waiting for your water to get ready and all that shit is you can take this can of goo. I took the cover off, and underneath it is a yeast pack, which I am not using this time because I bought better stuff. Oh, that's nice. What you can do is you can fill up the tap with hot water, high hot water, what am I talking about? Hot tap water. You get the idea. You put that son bitch right there in there. And what that does is that liquefies the goo so that you can pour it out a lot better. Okay? What else am I doing? I'm going to take this jug and I'm going to fill this with some cold water. I'm going to get in the fridge. Because what you do, and I'll show you a bit later, is you fill, right now it's full of sanitizer, the old Mr. Beer fermenter. Looks like a football. Proper like, because tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday. Go Pats! You fill it up with some cold, not fill up, you put some, about halfway full, quarter of the way full, some cold water. Then you put the hot wort in there, and then if you need to put some more cold water, you do that. So I'm going to fill this up with, I have tap water. My water's real good. I'm going to put it in the fridge, chill it down. We'll be back. All right. So these Mr. Beers, they make like 8.5 liters. Small, you're dealing with small volumes of water. So there's my, I downsized. I originally was going to go with this pot, and then I went to my next one down. I was like, this is stupid. It's only 6 cups of water that I'm steeping here. So I went to a real small pot. The water heated up real fast because I ain't used to that. I'm used to much bigger volume. So it's up to about 180. I got to let that cool down. So we're going to get her down to about 160, 155, somewhere in there. In the meantime, I dumped both the 4 ounces of Carapils grains and the 2 ounces of the Dark Crystal into my little baggy boo-boo here. And I leave lots of space in there. I don't put it in jammed up too tight so the water can move through the grains and stuff, and then you tie a knot in it. And then what we're going to do is when the temperature gets down, I'm going to drop that into that bad boy, And we're gonna let it steep just like tea, just like making tea, except much better than tea. Gonna let it steep for 30 minutes. So we'll be back when that's happening. Isn't that a pretty looking beer right there? That is a fine, fine looking ale. Ah, all right. What are we at? Where are we at? Man, when you're dealing with these low volume waters, they go up fast and they go down fast in temperature. So we're already at, we're about 160. So all I did is I took my little baggie of grains and I put her in there, and now I'm gonna let that sit there for half an hour, 30 minutes. So right now it's 355. I'm gonna put the cover on it, keep the temperature where we want it to be. 355, do the math, we're gonna be back at 425. And what are we gonna do then? Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do then at that time. In the meantime, I'm gonna consume myself some more brewskis, listen to some tunage, and kick back and enjoy the shine. Peace, see you soon. We've moved from the cool real ale to the Canada Brew red ale with a twist. All my beers have a twist. You gotta mix it up. Add some all grains and some hops and stuff. You want to learn how to do that? You head to makebeereasy.com and you get on my list, and I teach you how to do that. Make good beer from Canada. Where are we at, Big Rob? Well, that's a great question. We are now done steeping our grains. Very interesting. These Mr. Beer is such a low volume of water. I had to put the pot back on the stove to bring it back up to 155, 160 degrees Fahrenheit to continue to steep it. Now, I didn't want my bag to scorch on the bottom. So what I did was, it'd be nice to have like a little strainer you could put down there, but instead I just put my grain bag in this, and I filled it up with some of the wort, and I put that in there with the grain bag in it so it wouldn't scorch the bottom of the wort while it was back on the heat, you see? That's called using the old noggin. All right, what are we gonna do now? Okay, here's what we're gonna do now. This would be considered what you would do when you're doing all grain. Some of you guys do it, some of you probably aren't there yet. You have a sparge, which basically sparging means you get all the sugars out of the grains that you've just, in this case, you've just been steeping. But when you're doing all grain, it's mashing. So what I'm doing right now, I'm picking up the grains, the bag. I'm putting a strainer there, just like that. That'll work purty like. I'm gonna let that kind of break it out a little bit. So here, you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm draining that in there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a cup of hot water slowly over the top of this home bitch. Here it is here. I'm getting some hot water going. She ain't hot enough yet. We want hot water. I just use this. Most people don't sparge Mr. Beer Kids, but I do it because it's going to rinse, get all the sugars. Are good. You don't want to shake it. You don't want to, compress it. You don't want to push on it or anything like that. But pour some hot water over it, nice and slow. 1 cup, 1 to 2 cups, kind of deal. That'll get all the remaining sugars out. So I don't want it to, okay, that's getting pretty hot. That's pretty good. I'm gonna let it go a little bit here. I'm gonna be right back because this video, I don't want to ramble just to fill time. I want to keep this video short. So I'll be back when the water's hot enough.